Okay, welcome everybody. We are live. This is our Wednesday admission discussions. Thank you for being here. Just as a reminder, these are happening every Wednesday throughout the summer. We have the great opportunity to hear from different campuses throughout their region and throughout Montana about their different support offerings and just what makes them unique. There are only about 4,000 higher education options in the US, so there's a lot of choice. So having the ability to talk to our partners uh, about everything that is unique to their school can sometimes help make that selection process a little easier and a little more exciting. So today we are so fortunate to have Northwest College here with us. I'll let them introduce themselves here in just a minute. And then we'll go through our typical questions and have an awesome YouTube clip here as well. But I'll turn it over to Northwest. Thanks for being here, guys. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much, Angela. That was, we are, my name is Kendall Jeffs. I'm the admissions coordinator at Northwest College, and I have Dalton Banks with me as well. He is one of our new members of the team. We're excited to have him. My role here at Northwest is to help recruit students from their application all the way to getting them to graduate. So I love working with students. One of my favorite parts of the job is just that, watching them go from an applicant and seeing them graduate. It's really rewarding, and it's nice to see them gain that confidence in themselves and their ability at a 2-year school. What do you think, man?
I'm Dalton. I'm fairly new to the admission team. I'm the admissions representative, and part of my job is to recruit new students as well as see them through the admission process. And I'm excited to do that. I actually attended Northwest College and graduated from here, so I've got a little inside information of both the student side and now from the staff side. So I'm happy to be here and talk about what we have to offer at Northwest College.
Great. We'll ask you all the hard questions, Dalton, since you're
Right.
Hey, he's prepared.
And it's great to have like a student, former student perspective too. So thanks for being here. It's awesome. You can tell us like where you should get lunch and all those.
Right.
Really
He's got the
right?
inside.
Perfect. Well, I am gonna. Everybody knows each Wednesday. This is the part that makes me the most nervous. But share my screen. So give me 1 second, and we can watch this awesome little clip that we have. Does that look okay? Everybody seeing that? Not just me.
Yeah, looks good to us.
Okay, I'm gonna roll tape.
I feel that the professors are there to help you. They want to see you succeed. The experience and the knowledge to get at the college here is second to none.
You really start to get this community, this family aspect.
At Northwest College, they really helped me grow as a person and grow in the community.
The community supports the college. They come to our concerts, they come to our basketball games. It's just amazing.
So I love that end there. Don't relent, be authentic. That is such a like what a powerful statement in 2021. And I'll admit,
Yeah.
every time we watch these clips, oops, sorry about that. I get chills. It's so cool to see everybody.
Yes. Yeah, I've watched that video so many times, and it still gives me little goosebumps. I'm really, really passionate about Northwest and what we have to offer our students. So thank you.
Perfect segue. Let's start. So our first question: what makes Northwest College unique? And maybe even you want to take this, Dalton. why was Northwest the right choice for you, or what drew you to that campus or that community?
So one of the best things for me that Northwest had to offer was two things. First, the cost. It's very affordable for both in-state and out-state. We get a high quality education for that low price, and we're not slacking in anything because we offer it in an affordable price. Our faculty and staff all want to push for success, and we're here to see students through the entire process and not set them up for failure. I came in not knowing what I wanted to do, got set up with a good advisor, and not just my own advisor, but staff and faculty in departments that I wasn't even a part of. I still felt like they cared about me enough to help me be successful in a program that they weren't going to see me in very long. And that's something that is we're all passionate about here is success of our students, no matter who they are. We're not about numbers, we're about people, and that really shows in our students' success and the ability to see them through, depending who they are and what walks of life they come from.
That was great.
That's great. Kendall, do you have anything else that you want to add?
I don't even know that I could follow that up. I think coming from a past student graduate, he says it best. That is exactly what makes us unique is not only the low cost, but our student to faculty ratio is small, but we feel like a big university when you walk on campus. You go to several different buildings. You're not in the same one all the time. You move around campus as you would at a larger institution, but you are not just a number. Those faculty know your name, the staff know your name, and want to watch you succeed throughout your time here. So, yeah, I think that's what makes Northwest.
Yeah, that's great to hear. One thing that we hear from a lot of students is that their biggest concern is that last minute transition from their home community. Maybe even they're feeling good about college at high school graduation, but it's that kind of like, oh, over the summer, this is really happening. I'm having this huge life transition. And so to know that they're could be a part of a community where they won't be a stranger, or where they will feel like people are recognizing them, I think would help make people feel really more comfortable in that transition.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Kind of on that uniqueness topic, what are some popular programs or unique programs that Northwest offers, or things that you see a lot of students really migrating to the campus for?
Yeah, so our allied health program is one of those unique and robust programs that we have that includes several different avenues of healthcare. We have agriculture, which is a big program. We have 7 different subsets in agriculture, so you can go from anywhere from animal science to agroecology. So lots of different options there. We even have a pre-professional sciences program, so that prepares you for med school, pre-pharmacy, physical therapy, occupational therapy. So if you're interested in working with people in the healthcare field, we've got you covered there. Criminal justice is a huge program here too, and we also just launched our conservation law enforcement, so it prepares you to work in the parks if you are interested in doing that. Engineering, we have trade programs like welding. We have the electrical apprenticeship program, so we have lots of different opportunities for students to get a wide range no matter what it is that they want to do. Even if you don't know what it is that you want to do right away, we can help you figure that out. Do you have anything else to add to that?
I don't think so. I think those are among the most popular.
We have about, we have 48 transfer degrees, 19 work-ready degrees, and 19 certificates. So there's lots of opportunity to not only transfer, but also go right to the work if you're not wanting to get any more schooling.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. I love that title, Work Ready. What a great way to phrase that. Yeah, that's really clear. I think that's, I love that. Kind of on that topic, one thing that we hear a lot from families, especially about getting their students ready for school, is the nervousness around finances. And I know you guys touched on how affordable Northwest is for families. But on the exiting side, how have students found those degrees to be work ready, or those transfer degrees in the long run? What does the long-term value of a degree at Northwest look like?
Yeah, for sure. So just to touch on some of those work-ready degrees that we offer, those are called Associates of Applied Science, and that basically gives you the skills that you need to go out there and get right to work. So drafting technology, many of our drafting students are recruited before they even graduate from Northwest. Robert Townsend is the head of that program, and many employers from the Montana area do come and recruit his students right out of his classrooms. Obviously, they have to finish first, but we do have those relationships built with employers. The same with transfer degrees. So what's great about our community college is we transfer to the majority of all colleges. And if you graduate with your associate's degree, it's considered a block transfer. So everything you get here will transfer seamlessly to all of our surrounding universities, very, very seamlessly. So to transfer on to get your bachelor's, your master's programs, it's a great place to go. And then, to get right out there and work. You can also attach some of those certificates that we have onto many of these programs as well to get a little bit of extra, little extra on your resume, a little more knowledge under your belt. Tools in your toolbox.
Yeah.
Jolton, you mentioned that when you came in, you had an advisor that helped you kind of navigate what you wanted to do. Do advisors at Northwest, or does a career center also help students sort of navigate what the next step should be upon when they're ready to start looking for job placement?
Right. Yeah, both. A student's advisor will help them more, especially with those Associate of Arts and Science degrees that are the transfer degrees. Your academic advisor will prepare and help you in those transfer processes. As Kendall mentioned, those degrees are all a block transfer. So what we get here, I went to the University of Wyoming afterward. Everything I got done at Northwest, all transferred over, and all were satisfied those prerequisites to those upper level classes. So I didn't lack anything going to a four-year school after here. I was better prepared, and those classes just were a smooth, easy transition into those upper level classes. And it's the same in our career and workforce programs. Their advisors will help them get to the field. My brother is taking a welding program here, and I had two cousins that did as well. And they said, if I was to go out and do that on my own, I would be lost. I would know, I would be out in the field not knowing what to expect. But because I was through that program at Northwest, the welding program, and I had a direction and I had somebody who sat me down and says, look, this is how it's going to be out in the field. Or these are the kind of employers that look at our programs really closely. So get set up with them, and I'll give you that information. They were far better prepared to enter the workforce because they came in and took our programs and had people who cared about their success after school that allowed them to move and easily transition right into the workforce.
Yeah, and just to build off of that a little bit, once a student gets here, they are assigned an academic advisor. who is part of that program that they're wanting to go into. So they're the experts in their field. They know the connections, they know where to help these students get the best bang for their buck and to get the right things moving forward.
Yeah, I love what you said. It's really hard to navigate that brand new world without some of that additional support. And I think college as a whole is that way, right? And I know our next question, I'll put it up on the screen so I don't just skip right over it, but how is Northwest supporting students, right? And we talked about kind of that onboarding, but are there some other support pieces that you all want to highlight just to help students again make that transition? And one thing that's coming through really clear is just the amount of care. I hear that word coming up a lot that is coming out of Northwest. So I'm sure there's a lot of them. So I'll be quiet and I'll let you talk about those different supports. It's awesome.
Do you want
Sure.
to take it?
So one of our biggest supports, especially for first generation students, is a program we have on campus called TRIO. And it's a federal program that one of the qualifications is just that, first generation college students. And it's also offered for based on low income or disabilities are also qualifying factors into that program. But it's that extra support for college students who come in. They didn't have a parent who got a degree, so they don't have that guidance of what do I do, what kind of steps do I need to take, a career transfer, anything like that. And so when I spoke to our TRIO coordinator just a while ago, she says, I get to assume that mom role for those first generation students because they're out of the loop of the whole process. So she gets to take on that role. They help with that academic success. They help with career and college transfer both, to just give a little bit extra help to that. And they also take in, go down into a little bit of life skills, finance help, and different things like that that are really important for those students who are going to enter the workforce. Not only do they know how to work, but they know how to handle money, budget, and time management, and different things like that are going to be important for the remainder of their lives. And a large majority of our students do qualify for that program. And so it's one thing we really like to highlight is that TRIO program.
I love the mom role. That's so helpful.
Yes, she takes it on very, very well. And also, side note to that, TRIO is amazing, but we also have a class that students are required to take in their freshman year. It's called a first year seminar. And this is for all students, regardless of whether you're a first generation college student or not. But this really helps you create a plan and look at career exploration, transfer options. You learn about all of the services that Northwest has to offer and how to access them. We really want to encourage students to use the resources that we have available to them. They're free, they're available all the time, and they want to help, which is super important. One of the most important things is the want to do so.
Yeah, I love that that's embedded because one of the conversations we've had on these Wednesday meetings is where students should start because I have a hard time imagining a higher ed institution that isn't there to help students, but sometimes given size, could be where the student's coming from, their comfort level, they're like, I have 100 questions, but I don't know the office to walk into, or or I might ask the question wrong, and that means that I shouldn't be there, or I'm not ready to be there, which we all know isn't true. So to have a class that's going over that is what a great idea, what a great gift for students as they start. We were just coming out of a meeting over here about how many acronyms we use and how we expect the people that we communicate with to understand what we're talking about, and we should know better, right? But so I'm going to get you guys off of that. Kind of on that same support thread, we have a lot of students that self-identify as Native American. Any cultural supports or cultural events or even student programs or different things you want to highlight about Native communities in your area?
Yeah. So we actually have a club on campus that is dedicated to our Native American students. It's called Native Ways. They have a lounge room in one of the buildings. They have a club sponsor, and she is actually a Native American as well. And so she is there as a support system for this group. You can join, even like anyone who doesn't identify as Native American can join that club as well. And they always put on different fundraisers to help students get money to buy books and go on trips and do some fun stuff. So they've got quite a few activities. Were you able to connect with Jen?
Not yet, but that's in the process.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to say too is they raise awareness for and awareness for our Native American students in the how am I trying to say this here? The bringing together of students. They put on an event in the fall called Buffalo Feast, where we come in and then they make traditional meals and they say they open up the culture and it's really neat to when different kinds of students get to come together in all different walks of life. And that's one of the things that Northwest is really good on is our intercultural um, programs and things are very strong. And we have lots of students that showcase where they come from. And in small town Wyoming, it's really neat to see all of those different um, groups come together. And Native Ways that club does a great job of really promoting their students and helping them succeed and being there and finding them success in ways that are available here on campus.
Yeah, I mean, know once you can find like a club or some other things even externally to your academic career and life helps. Again, I feel like I'm saying transition a lot today, but helps make that transition a little easier, especially if you're a little further from home. Um, Although I think Powell, Wyoming is not as far in Montana than some other places for students. So
Right. That's what makes it desirable. You're far away, but you're not too far.
right, yeah. Montana, Wyoming are big states. We were joking yesterday. You can drive for a long time. You're still in the same state.
Yes.
We highlighted this earlier, but I want to make sure we touch on it because of Northwest affordability. But do you want to talk about it could be tuition, financial aid, scholarship options, especially those that might be available to Montana students? And one question we get a lot is, when should we start this process? Do we wait till when we apply? Do I have to wait till I graduate? When are the certain deadlines or kind of times of the year that students should really be focusing on the financial portion of college?
It's a great question and a lot of moving parts. So bear with me. So to get started, I think obviously you've got to apply for admissions. And then once you do so, you have access to the scholarship application. We do have several institutional scholarships available for students based off of their high school GPA or their high set scores. We don't use ACTs or anything along those lines to offer those institutional scholarships. We also have program scholarships. So if you're interested in our agricultural program or athletics, we have those available as well. And that scholarship application opens up in October. So I highly recommend getting started early in your senior year. Apply to lots of different schools. See what they can offer you. And as soon as you apply, you can access the application, and we start awarding funds in February. So you'll get to get started and see what kind of money that you can offer. Also, as a side note, for our Montana students, we do offer WUI. It's that Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. We offer it to all students coming in from Montana. You don't have to have a certain GPA or a certain ACT score. We just award it, and we do that in a form of a scholarship. So you do have to complete that scholarship application in order to be eligible for the WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange. And the amount of that is $4,470. So for the year, and that will bring students, out-of-state students, tuition down to in-state times 25%. So it is a big benefit for our Montana students.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you brought WUI up. We've heard about it a little bit this summer, and I think one thing that you really highlighted that I want students to remember is that a lot of schools or states might be part of WUI, but that doesn't mean that everybody is treating that scholarship in the same way.
Exactly.
We chatted with Fort Lewis College a couple of weeks ago in Colorado, and they also offered WUI, and I'm going to forget what their requirements were, so I apologize for anybody who's listening to this, but one thing that I would recommend for Montana students who are looking to go out of state is see if your campuses do have WUI, because like Kendall mentioned, it can be an incredible gift in terms of tuition discounting. But just know that not every school is going to handle that the same, and some of those requirements or maybe the processes will look very different. But I'm glad you brought that up, because to be able to have almost instant tuition as an out-of-state student is
huge.
amazing.
Yeah.
Do you guys, your WUI something that's renewable each year, or is that just for first-year students?
They get it every year that they're here.
So
as long as if you do end up claiming residency in Wyoming, and that's by getting your own apartment off campus and living there for at least 6 months, then you would be awarded in state, as long as we have proof of residency and that you have established residency. But if you are still going to make your permanent home in Montana, you will receive that for every semester that you are here at Northwest.
oh, that's awesome. That's great. On that, I hadn't really thought to ask about housing, but do most students live on campus, or do most live in the community, or?
Yeah, honestly, we have a little bit of both. We have a mixture. If you are not in our surrounding area, then you are required to live on campus. If you are under the age of 21, or you're not a mom or a dad, or if you don't have a family, you are required to live on campus for your first year. After that, as long as you have maintained sophomore standing, which is 30 credits or more, then you are able to live in an apartment on campus. We do have apartments available for our sophomores, or somewhere in the community if you wanted to rent. Find a bunch of buddies that you roomed with your first year and you guys want to get an apartment off campus, you can certainly do so. So yes, students are required to live on campus their first year.
It helps. It makes it so much easier to meet people, right?
Oh yeah, yes. And you're exposed to all of the activities that we have going on. I mean, there's something happening every day for students to get involved in and make all of those new connections and relationships that often last lifetime. So college is a great way to get started with that.
I know some students always are worried about having to live on campus, but having gone through it's awesome. I would not have wanted to not live on campus. I would have just how long can I stay here? Like, this is excellent.
All right. This isn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm close to class, I'm close to food. It's excellent. Well, that is my final last question for you all, but is there anything you all want to share, or some things that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
Well, come for a campus visit. If you're unsure, please come. We'll put the link in the chat, but you just go to our website at nwc.edu/visit and come. I mean, you never know until you see it, and truly seeing campus is changes minds, I think.
Absolutely.
We love to have you. We offer them daily, or you could just pop in. Can't always guarantee one if you pop in, but we'd love to chat with you and show you all about Northwest and what you can get while you're here.
I love that response. That's a good idea. Is Northwest holding in-person campus visits at this point?
Yes, we are. So that's a great question too. And everything is in person. So we do offer those in-person tours. We can also give you a virtual tour if you want, but I promise it's not the same. But we also have our classes are going to go to face-to-face in the fall. We will have the online options if need be, but we are offering the majority of our classes face-to-face. Roommates will go back to having, so you'll have a roommate in your hall, depending on which residence hall you live in. But we are trying to go back to normal, and we will have several events on campus in the fall to reach out, come and preview day, come see a different programs and eat on campus and see what it's like to be a student. So.
Yeah. That just one other quick question. If somebody is interested in starting this fall, are you guys still accepting applications, or do you have a deadline? Or?
No, we don't. That's what's awesome about Northwest is we take applications clear up until the day classes start. So classes start September 1st for this fall, so we're a little late start. We get a little longer summer, which is nice, but we are an open admissions college, so you can apply at any time for any semester except for past. So if you want to apply for fall of 22, we can certainly start that admissions process as well. So yeah, if you're interested, come on down.
Sometimes it's hard to plan, so it's nice to have that flexibility.
Yeah, or your plans, they fail, and that's okay. That's why we have plan B, right? And so you always have to make sure that you have a backup plan just in case something happens. Things change. Life.
Right. I think last year taught us all anything, right? Is that even the best laid plans are not guaranteed. So.
Right, exactly.
Well, I can't thank you all enough. I put Kendall's information down here at the bottom. Dalton, I want to thank you too. I apologize that we don't have your name on here, but that does not mean that we are not thankful.
It's okay.
And welcome to your new role. Students will be really lucky to work with both of you. So thanks for your time. And for students, I know we mentioned this at the beginning, but again, we'll be back next Wednesday. I think at 1:00 next week, we have the University of New Mexico. So we'll drive a little south virtually to Albuquerque to chat with them. So please feel free to join back in. And as always, they'll be remaining on Facebook and YouTube too if you want to. But thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. Have a good holiday. And stay safe. Have a good one.
See ya.